Recent upheaval in my life. Here I am, sitting in the bus station in Yingtan city in Jiangxi province, waiting for the airport express bus to take me to Nanchang Airport and off to a new destination. But where am I heading to? Stay tuned to find out. Hi, I am John and welcome to my channel, Lawai in China. On this channel, my aim is to inform people that have never visited China what life here is really like, and not as it is often portrayed in Western media. I cover topics such as travel, culture, as well as current affairs, both here and overseas, that reflect the day-to-day life here. Today's video is called Recent Upheaval in My Life. I hope you like this video, so sit back and enjoy. So I'm here currently in Yingtan bus station, and it's a typical travel day. It is raining quite heavily. This upheaval or massive change to my routine came completely out of the blue. I was at home with my son, enjoying the last 2 weeks of the summer holiday and beginning to think about my return to work after a 2-month break for the summer. When I looked at a message I had received on my WeChat account, my plans were turned upside down. Here is that message, short and to the point. Good morning, John. I'm very sorry to inform you that we have received a notice from the Education Authority that the foreign teacher program has been suspended due to policy reasons. Next, we will cancel your work permit and keep your residence permit. We will prepare references and cancellation certificates for you. Susan will help you with these tasks so that you can find a new job. The apartment is rented until the end of the month, and we'll do our best to keep you here until you find a new job. On the 21st of August, 2 weeks before I was due to return to a job I enjoyed and had enjoyed for 3 years, was suddenly taken away from me due to some official bureaucracy in an office somewhere and no consideration for the lives this decision affected. Students mostly, in addition to foreign teachers and teaching assistants. Once the shock of the message began to sink in and calling the other teachers affected, the search for a new job began. In my case, being over the age of 60 added to the complicated situation. The reason I stopped working in Wuhan was due to my age. I reached 60 and policy in that city was that 60 was a cut-off point for foreign teachers working there. The over 60 policy in China is an odd one. Officially, it is the retirement age here, but several smaller cities where recruiting foreign teachers can be difficult, as most younger teachers want to be in the larger cities, waive that policy and happily accept the older, more experienced teachers. That being the case, I worked in the small city I found myself in. It was also just 50 kilometers from my family, ideal for me as I was able to get the bus each Friday afternoon to spend weekends with them. I spent the rest of that Monday and Tuesday contacting recruitment agents, trying to find a job. Not easy so late in the holiday, as most positions were already filled. Several agents were not helpful. Once they heard my age, they claimed it was not possible to work over the age of 60, but one agent had a position open that accepted over 60s. On the Wednesday morning, an interview was set up, and by that afternoon, a contract was being organised. On the Thursday, they asked if I could be up there the next Monday, so after some internet searches, I found a flight and had a few days with my family before heading to Nanchang, the closest airport. I also had lots of clothes and other belongings in a rented apartment close to the school I had worked in. That all had to be packed up and posted to the new city. That all arrived before me, although I had a tiring time of carrying it up to the 4th floor of the building when I arrived. The weekend was difficult. My leaving and going away always affects my son hard. He gets used to me being around, and although we chat every day on video calls, it is not the same as being there in person. On the Monday morning, the 28th, I was awake early and ready for the last few hours with my family. That morning was particularly difficult for my son. He knew it would be some time until I am back home. I had booked a seat on a bus that went direct from Yingtan to Nanchang Airport, and surprisingly, I was the only passenger that morning. A little over 2 hours later, I was at the airport. It was the first time I had flown since the COVID restrictions were lifted at the end of 2022, and it was nice to not have to deal with multiple health codes for departure and arrival cities. I arrived at the airport far too early, but I preferred to be there in plenty of time and not have to rush at the last minute. Eventually, my flight was loading, and the rain that had been falling all day had finally stopped. Soon we were flying, and most of the 3-hour flight I slept. It was a budget airline, so no in-flight meal was served, and around 9 p.m. I arrived in the city of Shenyang in the northeast of the country. It was raining heavily here when I arrived and didn't seem to stop for the first 2 days I was there. I'm working in a university in the north of the city, and tomorrow, Tuesday the 5th, I begin my first class at this location. The upheaval was a little traumatic at first, but I'm looking forward to starting my new job and seeing what the future brings in this city. That is all for this video. If you've enjoyed watching and it's shown you a little detail of life here in China, then your subscribing to my channel would mean a lot to me. Thank you for watching. Make sure you click on the link to the next video, and until the next time, goodbye for now.